about the brain. You know what I mean? But I know when.
Doesn't matter, but the AI is not thinking.
No, but you can train.
Yeah, but AI specializes in the brain.
Right, you can.
From the glasses or even your phone, it takes control over the
Lo que
camera.
hacemos nosotros siempre cobramos.
Everything is called AI vision. And what it looks,
And then you just train it for the brain.
What kind of
Machine.
glasses you usually use? What kind of glasses?
And we tried a number of them.
the glass also works with your phone, the camera and the phone.
Yeah. Oculus Quest too? Or no?
No, we work primarily with the phone and the Meta.
Meta.
But Meta is good because the distribution is very big.
Are they in Argentina? No, they don't. They just sell to the U.S. I think now.
Not yet.
Yeah. I think just U.S. they start off. Something like that, you need to get a connection there. You know what I mean? And you're the module.
To get the connection with the University of Miami, big hospital. So you can have a model of this in the hospital and provide you with Meta.
Is this new?
Oh,
You just
yeah,
said-
it's me.
Okay, have you sold any in the United States or not yet? No.
Todo está publicado en
South America, and you'll try there
But
first.
you know,
This is the first time
yeah.
You
we
were
are getting out here.
Argentina. Okay. To see the world. Right, first step out. Okay. Right, okay. All right, good luck. Nice meeting you.
Let me see when they have the thing and what's there. The coffee was enough. This coffee was so strong. Maybe they fixed it.
All right.
That's it. Somebody there Is something different now? Just maybe the start. Doesn't matter.
Here, this is time. Here's another one. Here's a camera.
There's a program.
This has been such a great challenge this time.
Fish started.
I mean, you know, and sometimes you read things over and over. You know, it's very important that associates and partners at different levels because you know these guys can do stuff for you, kind of side things, and partners there to get to know you a little bit. But I mean, you can't ignore that only the tool to just able to a solution.
Can I go in?
Get information.
Just come with me.
I would say more details, of course, as they are
and expanding to other
You want what?
She wants to scan your back and give her the back.
I think you guys mentioned that it's safety for disposable. So how would people use at home to dispose these kits?
In the packaging, we also include a bio-safe disposal bag where people can fill in the product if they want to mail it to our centralized stations to destroy them.
Do you have a contract with shipping companies?
So,
More nice questions? Keep going, keep going. Got another minute and a half.
The questions regarding the comments you made that you want to make it everyday item, like pregnancy test. I'm sure people don't use it every day. So, what is the distribution you have in mind?
pardon?
What's the distribution channel you have in mind?
Right now, we plan to do it via CVS, Walgreens, and possibly Amazon. We also have our own website, then we can ship it out to customers.
What will be the big challenge in hitting the price point? Where in the cost structure you have the most concern about your ability to get to this MSRP?
Currently, since we have the raw material on our supply chain, we are not really concerned about the pricing for making the product. The most important part that costs a lot will be developing the Web3 blockchain.
That was my question. So how tech savvy do the users have to be to use this Web3?
It's a total optional. We're gonna have Gen 1 and Gen 2 available to the market. If people don't feel like they're gonna use the Web3, they can just use the Gen 1 product.
Customer acquisition strategy. What's your customer acquisition strategy? How do you intend to get people to buy, use, or
Currently, we're trying to bring more HIV awareness to the market right now to bring people aware why we care HIV test to everyone.
convert them to customers? Convert, how do you convert the people that have heard about your product to actual paying customers?
Currently, we're planning to via social media, we're acquiring more customer and bring it to the website. We're gonna build out email marketing campaign to acquire more customers.
And time. Well, please show your appreciation to V2, Nikki, and Amanda. Thank you so much. Well done. Right, next up we have Joshua Walton, the CEO of BioMiner from USA. Joshua, over to you.
Hi everyone, my name is Josh Walton and I'm the co-founder and CEO of BioMiner AI. Yeah, so a little more of myself. I went to University of Miami, took computer science and math there, interned at Advent Health previously, as well as founded a couple different companies in the health space. I'm building this with my friends Chris and Jay. Chris at Stanford, taking computer science and biology, and Jay is at Berkeley, taking electrical engineering, computer science and business, as well as a suite of advisors, helping on all fronts. These are just some relevant citations, all within AI, and most of them bio and AI for a little bit of credibility. Yeah, so the problem we're trying to solve at BioMiner is biological data is inherently very heterogeneous. There's many different data types that within the context of machine learning don't necessarily work well with each other. And this kind of causes two issues to come out of that. The first one being the state of the art is you look for biomarkers within singular modalities of data, as well as the field of AI and biology significantly lagging behind other industries. This leads to all those issues you see on the right, though, like biomarkers, misdiagnosed disease, and failed clinical trials. And here at BioMiner, we believe that we have a provisional patent on a certain technology that allows us to find these multimodal biomarkers, these compound biomarkers, we like to call them, better than anyone on the market. Yeah, our process is very simple. We've taken all the various different data types from our various different data partners, put into our proprietary model, and then hand everything back on the clinical side of things. We don't touch anything in the clinic. This slide I won't spend too much time on, but on the left you have the state-of-the-art, the kind of, what's used traditionally in bioinformatics. In the middle you have the flaw associated with it, and then on the right you have the consequences of said flaw. Yeah, so this is, on the left you have, I guess, the traditional way things are done, singular modalities put into a deep learning model, getting inaccurate, actionable insight, and on the right you have our approach, various different modalities put into a multimodal deep learning model in a more accurate actionable insight. And this is another way, kind of looking at the previous slide, we like to say we go up and down. We're very agnostic in the terms of data we can take in. We do everything from the ETL, the data preparation, as well as everything internally when it comes to the model preparation, and then get the compound biomarker, and then the clients just hand us all the data, and we do everything in the middle. Yeah, this is kind of the secret sauce. This is more interesting stuff. I like to use the analogy here of OpenAI. What OpenAI did very well is it kind of revolutionized the way that we interpret language, right? You have sentences broke down to words, words to characters, and characters to tokens. And you take those tokens and feed them into a very similar architecture, a multi-encoder decoder architecture. Once they're fed in the middle, that multimodal embedding, that shared latent space, kind of creates a mathematical representation of said words. Once they're decoded, it allows you to do things like solve my math homework and write me this essay. But a similar architecture does exist in biology, and that's kind of what we're trying to bring in here. So here in this example, we have omics and images. They're fed into this multi-encoder method, and once they're kind of put in the middle of this multimodal embedding, it allows them to be compared on a 1-to-1 ratio, first time ever, allowing us to compare two very different modalities that otherwise wouldn't be compared, kind of like comparing apples and oranges in this case. Once they're decoded, it allows us to do different downstream tasks as seen on this slide here. So data translation, what that pretty much means, it allows us to basically interpret the omics from associated images. So from a histopathology slide, we can associate all the omics from it. And in addition to that, also oftentimes in drug discovery, you don't test for all the modalities. That allows us to kind of project into the modalities that aren't present and be able to tell a drug company maybe you should test in that modality. A prognosis simulator, so being able to determine how a tumor would grow, and from there be able to reverse engineer it and determine what changed. And patient drug matching, allowing us to take a deeper look at a failed clinical trial or clinical trial in progress. Usually they test for singular modalities, and yeah, allow us to basically interpret better things from there.
Joshua, that was fantastic. Spot on time. Judges, questions for Joshua, please.
Question. Thank you so much for that presentation. How do you control for false positives?
Yeah, great question. Oftentimes a lot of things like that's kind of just how you interpret the data, right? Kind of garbage in, garbage out. As you'll be able to see on the next slide, show the next slide or no? Yeah, so how we can control for false positives here. So this kind of outlines the data translation thing that I mentioned. So from a data set from the Broad Institute on glioma grade diagnosis, we were able to determine from having only 2% of mRNA being able to project into the other two modalities, as seen there, the methylation microRNA, we were able to maintain 92% of the 99% preserved performance we were able to show in the previous slide. So we were able to maintain and predict glioma at a 99% clip initially with all the data types there. And from there, when we synthetically generate the other two, able to kind of prove that everything we were generating actually had real value and real signal. It wasn't just noise. If that kind of answers your question. There's more techniques and things I could get into, but I don't think I'm going to bore you with details.
So who's your ideal first customer, and how many of those types of